this is heresy. What he's doing actually is heresy, even by Trinitarian doctrine.
In 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 14, where Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh says through the mouth of Nathan, I will be his father and he will be my son. Who's speaking?
Yeah, you can say it's the person of the Father.
The person of the Father. And Hebrews 1:5 backs that up. Okay. So in 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 18 through 19, it says, Then David, the king, came and sat before Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, and he said, Who am I, Adonai Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, and who are the members of my household that you have brought me this far? And yet this was insignificant in your eyes, Adonai Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, for you have spoken also of the house of your servant regarding the distant future, and this is the custom of mankind, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. So here, did David pray to the one who said, I will be his father and he will be my son?
He prayed to him, but in the sense of being, not in the sense of like one person.
You're saying the one that said, I will be his father and he will be my son is not one person?
He's praying to that, and he could be praying to that being, sense of God, but he's not praying into the individual essence of Father.
It said, let me say this again, you have spoken also. So the person who spoke in verse 14 is who he's praying to. You're going to say...
He's praying to Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. Right?
Wait. Am I to understand that his argument is essentially that God prayed to God, but God did not pray to any individual, right? In that he didn't pray to the person of the Father, but his prayer was signed to whom it may concern, is essentially the argument, is to whom it may concern. God prayed to God and signed it to whom it may concern, essentially. Like, that's, if I were to, just reduce that down. And that is a reduction, but this is a worthwhile reduction, I think.
But not in the sense of the one person.
Did Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh speak in 2 Samuel 7:14?
Yeah, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh spoke as a person, yeah.
Was that person the Trinity?
Was that person the Trinity?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by what if that person is a Trinity.
Well, excuse me, that's how I talk. Was Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh the Trinity in that verse?
Yeah.
So when Jesus says he is his own father?
Can Jesus say that he is his own father?
I will be a father to him and he'll be a son to me. Jesus his own father?
Jesus would be speaking on behalf of the Father.
How could that happen when Hebrews 1:2 says the Son didn't speak till the last days? And hold on,
Ooh.
God did not speak through the Son till the last day, and the God in the context is clearly the Father. So he can't be speaking on behalf of the Father unless you reject Hebrews.
No, because Hebrews chapter 1, it clearly says that he spoke to us in the last days, but yet God has spoke to us through his Son, which was revealed, right? But then we know that God has spoke to us through angels and prophets and all that stuff. But yet the angel of the Lord also claims to be Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh himself, which would be concluded to be the Son. So there's no issue.
God spoke
you can't conclude it to be the Son.
through the prophets to the fathers, okay? In these last days has spoken through the Son. It says through the prophets to the fathers, but the last days through the Son. So the Father couldn't be speaking here. I mean, Jesus couldn't be speaking here on behalf of the Father. So is Jesus his own Father?
No, Jesus can be speaking on behalf of the Father, just not revealed as the Son. Because Hebrews chapter 1, verse 2 is really implying that God actually spoke to us, right, through the prophets, right? But now he has revealed through the Son.
Okay, so he has negated the role of the Father, because places where it refers to the Father explicitly is not referring to the person of the Father, it's just referring to the homogeneous Hashem as the Father. Now Jesus can still be speaking in the Old Testament, just not as the Son. So in this debate thus far, we have seen him now negate both the role of the Father and the Son in the attempt to try and maintain that Jesus is Hashem. Right? Well, if Jesus can speak not as the Son, then what's the purpose of the role of the Son? Like that's like the whole point to Jesus in the Trinity, is that he explicitly is the Son. Ontologically, he is the Son in the Trinity. Okay? Like, you can't separate the person Jesus from the person the Son and then superimpose Jesus into the Old Testament. That can't work. That doesn't work. I mean, this actually, I would wager to say, even like harsh Trinitarians who like subscribe to the creeds, this is heresy. What he's doing actually is heresy, even by Trinitarian doctrine. This is a very interesting take.
And that's how he talks to us. So that's not stating that the Son was never there.
All right, so moving on. In verse 22, David praying to the one who said, I will be his father and he will be my son, or ones in your case. Does David say that there is no one? Does David say there is no one like the one who says, I will be his father and he will be my son, and no God besides him?
Can you repeat the question again?
In verse 22, when David says, for this reason you are great, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, Adonai Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, for there is none like you and no God except you. Does David say that about the one that says, I will be his father and he shall be my son?
Yeah.
Okay. And does he say this is according to all that they have heard?
Yeah.
I didn't say that last part, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So from the days of the Exodus until God's covenant with David, the only God Israel has ever known says, I will be a father to him and he will be my son. That's the only God they know.
Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. Yeah, that's the only God. There's no other God.
Okay.
Okay, I want you guys to really pay attention what happened. In 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 14, the one who says, I will be a father to him and he will be a son to me, is clearly the person of the Father. When we opened our discussion, he admitted it was the person of the Father. Then he changed it to it was the Trinity. Then when he found out Jesus would have said, I will be a father to him, making Jesus his own father, he changed it to the Father speaking to the Son. Then, in response to Hebrews 1:2, which says that the Father didn't speak through the sons until the last days, he said that that was a revelation, that the Son was speaking as God, but he wasn't speaking as the Son. He knows that he is in error. But this is what you need to see in 2 Samuel 7:14. The Father is speaking. In 2 Samuel 7:19, when David prays to God, he says, you have spoken of your servant's house for a long time to come. Pointing back to 2 Samuel 7:14, the Davidic covenant. So he's praying to the Father. And then in verse 22, he says that there is no one like you and no God except you, according to all that we have heard. Kopa agrees with this, that according to all that Israel has heard from the days of the Exodus to the Davidic covenant, the only God that they know said, I will be a father to him and he'll be a son to me. Kopa just doesn't admit that's the Father. But you be true to yourself because you know that's the Father. And Kopa agrees with us. That person is the only God that Israel knows. He just doesn't want to say that what he knows.